Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very warm welcome to MMH classes. This is video number 1 of IGCSE Maths Mathematics 0580 series. Remember, 0580 is the code of IGCSE Mathematics. Today we are starting with chapter Mensuration. This is the first class of mensuration, topic mensuration. And overall it's video number 1. Let's start with topic mensuration. It deals with areas, perimeters and volumes. The first subtopic that we are going to study is areas of different various shapes. First of all, we'll study the area of a rectangle. You're familiar with the shape of a rectangle? This is the shape of a rectangle, where this is the length, this line, and this line is the breadth, which is also known as width. The opposite of the length is also the length, because they're same in magnitude, and the opposite of this breadth is this, which is also same in magnitude, and hence it is also known as breadth or width. The area which we will be revising is area is length multiplied with breadth or width. Right? Let me underline it and make it this. Right? Area is length into breadth. L multiplied B. Let's move on to trapezium. The shape of the trapezium is like this. This is line A, this one, and this is line B. In this shape, lines A and B are parallel to each other. That means if we exaggerate these lines or further continue these lines, they will never meet each other or intersect each other. So these are two parallel lines, A and B, right? And this H is the perpendicular height forming 90 degrees at the base or the ground. The area hence is 1 over 2 or 0.5 multiplied by the sum of two parallel lines A and B multiplied by the perpendicular height. Remember, it's the perpendicular height. Right. The next shape is kite. This is the shape of a kite, in which there are two diagonals. One is this diagonal, which is A. One is this diagonal, which is B. Both diagonals intersect at this point, and they're both diagonals intersecting each other at this point, and the area of the kite is 0.5 multiplied by A into B. 1 over 2 into this length A into the vertical height B. This is the area of the kite. A very simple formula. Next is triangle. The area of the triangle you're already familiar with. 1 over 2 into base into height. Remember, this height is also the perpendicular height, which forms the 90-degree angle with the base. Right? This B is the base, and this H is this height, the perpendicular height. A formula of area of triangle can also be used using trigonometry, but we will use it later, where this side A and C will be used. That is, what area is equal to 1 over 2 AB sine C. But we have not done trigonometry, when we will do it, then we will use that formula. But right now, area of the triangle is 1/2 into base into height, where this is the base and this is the height, right? And this is A length, this can be C length or any other length, right? The next one is parallelogram. This shape has a very easy formula for area, which is base into height. Now when we study the diagram, the shape of the parallelogram, this is the shape, this, where this is A. If this is A, this is also A. This is B, this is B, then this is also B. And this height is the perpendicular height, which forms 90-degree angle with the length B. H is the perpendicular height and B is the base. There are two pairs of parallel lines in this shape. One pair is of A. The second is the two B's, right? Area is base, this base multiplied by this height, right? It's simple, right? The next and the last, which is very, very important, is circle. Area is pi r square. Now what's pi? For the ones who are doing mensuration the first time, pi will be a new thing for them. Pi is a constant. That means it can never change, having a value of 3.142 or 22/7. When we solve this 22/7, we get 3.142. R is the radius of the circle. What's radius? Let's study the diagram of a circle. This is the diagram of a circle, right? This is the center O. This is the diameter of the circle. Diameter, right? And what's the radius? The radius is half the diameter. That means from here till here is the radius, and from here till here is also the radius. When radius is multiplied by 2, it gives the diameter. Another point, radius R has the same length from center O to any point on the boundary of the circle. For example, if we stretch a line, if we make a line from center O till this boundary of the circle, it's R. If you make a line from this point O from to right to this point in the boundary of the circle, this is also R. If we draw from here till here, this line will also be R, right? So we are done with subtopic 1 of mensuration. Now we are going to subtopic 2, which is elaboration on circle, because circle is very much important in mensuration. Now we have only studied this area of a circle. Let's study its perimeter. Remember, the perimeter of a circle is known as circumference, and the perimeter is the sum of all boundaries, the lengths of a shape, right? We'll further study perimeter later on. But the point to be noted is that the perimeter of a circle is known as circumference and not perimeter. The formula of circumference is 2 pi r. You know what's the value of pi? You have studied above in the previous slide. And r is the radius. 2 into pi into r is the circumference. What's circumference? If this is a circle, it means that the whole length, right from here and move in an anti-clockwise direction, right, like this whole length of the circle is known as circumference, right? Basically it's the length. Well, we will open it, make it flat like this. The length of the circle, when we make it like this, that length will be the circumference of the circle, right? That is 2 pi r. Now the next thing that we are now going to study after the circumference is very, very important. That is arc length and sector area. These two very, very important. I'm highlighting these two. Arc length and sector area in a circle. What's an study this diagram again. For example, this is a circle. This part outlined by dark green color is the sector. That is a part of a circle, right? A fraction of a circle. From this point till this point till this and then this, so where this is the center O, this is the radius of the circle. Remember? This is also the radius of the circle, right? And this is the arc length, which we are going to study. What's the formula of that? This is the arc length till from here till here of the sector. Now what's arc length? Arc length is denoted by L, which is x over 360. What's x? X is the angle. This is the angle. It can be 10, 20, 30, right? Over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r, the circumference, right? When we are talking about arc length, remember it's a length, and that is why we use 2 pi r. We take a fraction of the whole circumference depending on the angle at the center of the circle. This is the definition of the arc length, L. Remember, x, this x, this x over the sum of angles of a circle, 360 multiplied. When we are talking about length, remember, we'll multiply it by 2 pi r, the circumference of the circle. Similarly, for sector area, which is denoted by A, we'll use x over 360 and multiply it by pi r square, because we're using area and not length. So the area of the circle is pi r square. For arc length, we'll multiply this part with the total length or circumference. And for area, we'll multiply this part with this total area, so that we obtain the fraction of a circle which is made sector in the question, right? Yeah, this is important. The angle of the sector x will be put in ratio to the sum of angles in a circle, and then multiply it with the total area of the circle to get the sector area. Same is with arc length. I hope it's clear. These two formulas are very important. We're done with the subtopic number 2. Now then, the subtopic number 3 is perimeter. We have studied the circumference of the circle. Now let's study the perimeter of other shapes. The definition of perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around the outside of a shape. Remember, the key word is outside and not inside. For example, now let's study different shapes and read their perimeters. The first shape is a rectangle. This is L, this will also be L. This is W, which is width. This will also be W. Remember, the perimeter is distance around the outside of a shape, not inside, but outside. Then this will be added up to this length plus this length plus this length, right? So we'll get L plus W plus L plus W. We're adding the outside lengths of the rectangle. We get 2 into L plus W, or 2L plus 2W, right? Next is parallelogram. This is A, for example. This is also A. Then if this is B, this is B, because they are parallel to each other, right? Now the perimeter will be A plus B plus A plus B, the outside, 2A plus 2B, and we will not use H here because it's inside of the shape. Next is triangle. You've studied this diagram earlier. If this is A, this is B, and let's say this is C, then the perimeter will be the total length of the outside, A plus B plus C. This will be the perimeter of the triangle. Next is trapezium. For example, we have length this A, which is parallel to this length B. Let's say we take this C, we take this D. Then the outside is this plus this plus this plus this. A plus D plus B plus C is the perimeter. Last one is kite. This is the kite. Now, in the area, we use this length multiplied by this length into 1 over 2. In the perimeter, because these lengths are inside, we will not use them in the perimeter. We'll use these lengths. Let me erase it. It becomes easier. This length plus this length plus this length plus this length, because perimeter is the sum of the lengths of outside of the shape. This length plus this length plus this length plus this length. Let's say if it's C and this is D. If this is D, this is also D. If this is C, this is also C. So the perimeter will be C plus D plus D. 2 into C plus D. I hope it's clear till here. Now next is, we are done with the areas of all shapes. We are done with the perimeters of all shapes. Right. Now we are going to do questions, which are long questions. Also include past paper questions from IGCSE Maths 0580. In total, we will be doing around 13 questions, right? Now, the first question. This is the first question. Let me use another mark of another color. Now then, the first question, read it carefully. The perimeter of the rectangle is the same length. Is the same length means we have to equate. That means perimeter of the rectangle with the circumference of the circle. Calculate the radius r of the circle. Now, when we equate the perimeter of the rectangle with the circumference of the circle, that means 2 into L plus B is equal to 2 pi r. 2 into L plus B is equal to 2 pi r. 2 into 6 plus 8, we are given this is the breadth, this is the length, the longer one. 2 into 8 plus 6 is equal to 2 into pi. Pi is 22 over 7. Multiply r. R is not given. Now use linear equations method to solve for r, which will be 4.46 centimeter. Right? So this is worth 3 marks. Question number 1, right? This was a very easy question. Moving on to question number 2. Now this question deals with the sector of a circle, which we studied. Right, this question we will do it in the end, because it's a very lengthy question and has a new formula in it. S is equal to Rx, which is also used in additional mathematics. So we'll do it in the end, or maybe in the next class, right? Let's move on to question number 3. Question number 3 deals with kite. This is a kite, right? Now, recall which are the diagonals. Yes, diagonals are AC and BD, and the outside are CD, AD, AB and BC, right? Now what's the data given? AC is 12, BD is 20. AC is 12, this length, and BD, this length is 20 centimeter. And the question is, calculate the area of the kite. So now, recall the area of the kite. What's the area? 1 over 2 into the diagonal 1 multiply the diagonal 2. Diagonal 1 is AC, which is 12. Diagonal B is B. Diagonal 2 is BD, which is 20 centimeter. Multiply it 12 into 20, and then multiply it with 1 over 2. We'll get the area of the kite, 120 centimeters square. I hope it's clear till now. These are very easy questions worth 2 marks. Right. Let's move on to question number 4. This is another very simple question. The area of a triangle is 528 centimeters square, and the length of its base is 33 centimeter. Calculate the perpendicular height of the triangle. This is worth 2 marks. Now we know that the area of the triangle is 1 over 2 into base into height. We have the area 528. We have the base 33. What we do not have is the perpendicular height. Now use linear equation after putting the values. Use linear equation method to solve for the perpendicular height of the triangle. Right? Multiply these two, divided by 528, you get h, which is 32 centimeter. I hope it's clear. Question number 5 is of parallelogram. Right? These are all past paper questions. The area of this parallelogram is 51.5 centimeters square. Work out the value of x. This is x. Now what's x here? Is it the base or not? Yes, it is. The area of parallelogram is base into height. This base, this perpendicular height, we have the height. Here we will not use this height because it's not perpendicular. It isn't forming 90-degree angle, right? This is the height which forms 90-degree angle with the base. Base is x, height is 5. Area is given 51.5. Use it to calculate x. Use it to calculate x, which is 10.3 centimeter. I hope it's clear. The next question is another good question. Question number 6. An equilateral triangle has sides of length 6.2 centimeter. Correct to the nearest millimeter. Complete the statement about the perimeter p centimeter of the triangle. Now what's the perimeter of a triangle? We know it's a plus b plus c, the sum of all three sides. But here it's equilateral. What's equilateral? Equilateral triangle is the one which has all three sides equal in length. That means a is equal to b is equal to c. A is equal to b and c, c is equal to b and a, and b is equal to a and c. Hence the perimeter will be 6.2 plus 6.2 plus 6.2 or 3 multiplied by 6.2, which gives 18.6 centimeter. What's an isosceles triangle? When we draw a triangle, this side, this side, this side, when they are equal, it is an equilateral triangle. When any of two sides are equal and one is not equal with those two sides, then it's isosceles. When all three sides are different, of different length, that is scale. Sorry, my writing is a little bad. S-C-A-L-E-N-E, scalene triangle. Question number 7 is of a trapezium. Now we are given the diagram. Find the area of the trapezium. Simple. This is worth 2 marks. Area we know 1 over 2 into parallel, sum of parallel sides multiplied by height. This is perpendicular height, right? We cannot take this height. For example, if this height is given to be what you call 11 centimeter, we cannot take this side because it isn't forming a 90-degree angle with the base. So this is h, perpendicular height, multiplied by the sum of two parallel sides, 12 plus 22, which is 34, multiplied by 10, multiplied by 1 over 2. We get 170 centimeters square to be the area of the trapezium. It's simple, right? Question number 8. This is another triangle. This is A, this is B, this is C. This is the perpendicular height. This is also the same to here, 8 centimeter. This forms an angle 90 degrees, so that's the perpendicular height. Triangle ABC has a height of 8 centimeter and an area of 42 centimeter square. Calculate the length of BC. Now what's the BC? Recall it. Yes, it's the base. And the area is 1/2 into base into height. We have to find the base. While we have the area, these two things, area and height, we know base is missing. Use linear equations method to solve for BC, this length, which is the base, which will be 10.5 centimeter. Area is equal to 0.5 into BC into 8. Multiply these two, 8 into 0.5, divide by 42, you get the base, right? Question number 9 is another question for sector. This is worth 3 marks. Right, this is a sector OAB. This is the arc length, remember? This is the radius. This is also the radius. OB is equal to OA. When we continue this line, this will be a circle. Sorry for bad drawing. This will be a circle, a complete circle. This is a complete circle, and hence this is a sector, a part of it. Right? Now, what does the question say? It tells about radius 25, sector angle 38. Calculate the length of the arc AB. This is a length of the arc. Right? Give your answer correct to 4 significant figures. Now, we know that the arc length is x over 360. X is given, the angle of the sector 38, divided by 360, multiplied by 2 pi r. R is 25. Don't mix it with diameter. It isn't diameter, because when we make this circle, this is center and this is R. This length till this length will be the diameter, 50 centimeter. Right? I hope it's clear. Now, use this formula, x over 360, 38 over 360 into 2 pi r. 2 pi r. R is 25. You will get this length, which is 16.959 centimeter, up to 4 significant figures. Question number 10. Now, which diagram is this? This is a semicircle. When we continue this, exaggerate these lines, it will be a circle. Right? So what is a semicircle? This is a semicircle. What is it? Half of a circle. Where this is the radius, 6.1 centimeter. Calculate the perimeter of the protractor. It is denoted as semicircle in this diagram. Perimeter. Now, a semicircle is half a circle. Hence, the area of semicircle is half the area of circle, pi r square over 2. But the circumference of circle is 2 pi r, and the circumference of, look, first of all, the circumference of a circle. What's the circumference of a circle? 2 pi r, right? What's the circumference of a semicircle? Divided by 2, because it's half. You get pi r is the circumference. But what's the perimeter of semicircle? Circumference of a semicircle and perimeter of a semicircle are two different things. If we talk about circumference of a semicircle, it's pi r. If we talk about perimeter of a semicircle, it's pi r plus d. What is d? Because we are talking about sum of boundaries. This is pi r, arc length, This is diameter whole because we are adding up the lengths of boundaries. This length added up to this length. Pi r plus d, right? Pi r plus d. We know r is 6.1 and we know d is 12.2. The perimeter is 31.4 centimeter. I hope it's clear. The next question is question number 11. Another sector of a circle with radius 15 centimeter. This is 15. Which another length will be 15? This. This is the arc length. Radius is always a straight line, right? Calculate the perimeter of this sector. Now, for perimeter, we need this length, and this length. We are only given two lengths and not the arc length. How will we find the arc length? With the formula x over 316 2 pi r. X is 26 divided by 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. R is 15 and not 7.5. It's not 7.5 because I've already told if you draw a circle, then we will get to know that this is r, 15 centimeter, right? 26 over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 15. You get 6.81 to be this arc length. Now perimeter is the addition of the lengths of the boundaries. This is 15 plus 6.81 plus 15. You get 36.81 to be the perimeter. I hope it's clear. Question number 12. This is a very important question because it comes in exams. Now, this is a circle. The diagram shows a circular disc. This is a disc with radius 6 centimeter, right? This is the center. This is the center. In the center of the disc, right here, there is a circular hole, this white part with radius 0.5 centimeter. Just this. This length, which is marked red, is 0.5. This black is 6. Calculate the area of the shaded region. How will we find it? Now look, this is the whole circle. Shaded region area is the area of bigger circle minus area of smaller circle. If we subtract this area of this smaller circle from the area of this bigger circle, we get this part, which is gray part. Gray part is the shaded area, we know. Let's solve it. Let the larger radius, this, be r, bigger r, 6. Smaller radius is r, 0.5. Shaded area is area of bigger circle minus area of smaller circle. Pi r square minus pi r square. Pi r is 6, the bigger r, minus pi r, 0.5. So we get answer 112.4 centimeter square. Right? Read this question. These type of questions are to be read again and again to be understood. Area of bigger circle minus area of this circle will get this area, the shaded area. Right, the last question is question number 13. It's another very good question. This is, the diagram shows a sector of a circle of radius 8 centimeter. This is 8 centimeter. What will be this length? Again 8 centimeter. The angle of the sector is x. Which sector? This sector. This sector is the major sector. What we were doing in the last questions, previous question, was we were solving the minor sectors, these type of sectors, where we were given these two radiuses, this arc length, and this angle. So this was the minor sector, but now we have the major sector to be solved. Right? Now find the value of x. X is the angle. Now perimeter of the sector is 16 plus 14 pi centimeter. Remember, the data that you're given in the question, use that to calculate values of different other things, for example radius or angle, right? The perimeter of the sector is 16 plus 14 pi. 16 plus 14 pi is equal to, now what's the boundary here? This is called the major arc. What we were studying before, for example this was the minor arc, because if you make a circle, this will be minor arc and this will be major arc. So major arc, the length of major arc plus 8 plus this 8, right? So using linear equations, we get the arc length to be 44 centimeter. This whole length is 44 centimeter. Now, now then, use the formula for arc length to find x. Now, when we have found the arc length, use the formula of arc length to find, look, there are three things in arc length formula: arc length, x, which is the angle, and the radius. When we have any two of these quantities, we can find the third quantity, right? So we have the arc length, we have the radius. So now we are finding the x. Arc length is 44, x over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. R is 8. We get 50.3. So use linear equations to get x to be 315 degrees. This whole angle is 315. This whole arc is the major arc. This is the radius. This is the center. This is the radius. This one, if we draw this one, this whole area is the minor area. This is the major area, right? This is the minor arc, this black one, and this one, 1 minute, just a second, this one is the major arc. The black one is the minor arc, this is the major arc. Here we were supposed to find the major arc because we were given x as a major angle and this is the minor angle. I hope it's clear. So we're done with today's lecture. Yes, this is a note: areas and perimeters of combined shapes. For example, let me do it here. Yes, this is a parallelogram and this is a triangle. So this is a combined shape, also containing a parallelogram and a triangle. These type of questions, their areas and perimeters, will be done in next class, right? They're questions only because we know the perimeters of those shapes and the areas. We'll just do the questions, right? So we are done with today's class. I hope everything is clear. If it isn't clear, please mention it in the comment section below. This was the video 1 of IGCSE Maths 0580 series, mensuration topic, class 1 of mensuration, and video 1. We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.